Alright, good evening everybody. Welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. And, just to let you know ahead of time, this is not going to be a shave video because I shaved this morning and I'll shave again before I go to work. So your first question is going to be, well, why are you making a video if you're not going to shave? Well, that's a good question. There's actually a good answer to that. So a few minutes ago, a good buddy of mine sent me a text. I started him out with a starter kit last week before last, I don't remember now, to learn how to use a real razor. I gave him a 1912 Ever Ready, beautiful Ever Ready. And then I set him up with a brand new VDH brush and some VDH Deluxe Shave Soap. And it was the kit that had the mug in it. And he sent me a video saying, well, how do you get that lather that you get? And so I told him I'll jump on and do a quick video. So the normal disclaimer here, this is how I do it. You may do it differently, and what you do may work great. You know, a lot of people do things differently. A lot of people do a lot of things. But if what you do works for you, you go ahead and knock it out of the park. This is how I rode the boat to China. So what we do is I decided that I would use the equipment that he has, although my brush is well broke in. I've had this brush for several years, and it's well broke in and everything. And VDH's been known to shed a little bit, so it's not as thick as it used to be, but it's still a really nice brush. So to start with, I put it in some hot water in the sink, and I let it soak. About 10 minutes is what I normally do. Now, I've soaked them for 5 minutes, they do just fine. I've soaked them for 20 minutes, they do just fine. 10 minutes is probably pretty much an average. And then we have this is the same soap. This is the VDH Deluxe, the kind of pinkish colored soap when you put it in. And it's just in the VDH bowl, which I love these bowls. Matter of fact, I have a couple of them that have I have one of them that has another soap in it. It's got some Colgate cup soap, which is some really good vintage soap in itself. So, okay, well, let's get this show on the road. And caught me with my night coffee and was watching a really nice show on Peru, actually. And on the wildlife in Peru. It was on the Animal Planet or something like that. But anyway, for friends we sacrifice. So I put a little music on the TV. And here we go. So, as everybody knows, the soap will fall out of the bowl if you turn it upside down. Did you know that? Well, guess what? It will. Okay, I told you I was making a video, and I'm still getting text messages, so we'll put that on hold for a few minutes. But anyway, no blooming. Don't bloom the soap. That's the first thing. Is there's no need to learn how to do this blooming soap. It's especially VDH. No, don't. You want to bloom something. Go plant some sunflowers or something. The wife will like it, and they're pretty and stuff like that. Don't bloom your shave soap. All right, next thing we're going to do is I'm also a low prep kind of guy. So my prep is generally, we're just going to wipe the face off. Now, in all actuality, since we're not going to shave, that's not a big deal. But, we're doing this like we would if we were going to shave. All right, so we're going to take our brush, and we're going to mostly dry it out because we want to start with a fairly dry brush. And we're just going to swirl it on top of the cake here. I use cake and puck interchangeable, but normally I say cake. Little trivia, at one time the Williams soap was packaged in one of the boxes that had the more blue on it, and it had tablet on it. Anyway, I usually use cake. So we start working on top of the cake here. We're going to get it swirling, and we're not making buttercream here. What we're looking for is to get a paste going on the brush. And VDH is a very easy lathering soap. It's not hard to do. All of us that have used it know that. So once we get us a good paste going, and that's about all the time it takes. It's no big deal. Then just barely dip the tip of the brush in the water, and then go up to the old face there, and we're going to face lather because that's how God intended it. They invented bowls for cereal, not for shaving. Just in case you didn't know that. Matter of fact, after William started making soap in the cakes, they had scuttles, And if you'll notice, I've got one right over here. And if you'll notice, there's nowhere to bowl lather here. No, you put water in, you soak your brush, you pick your soap up on your brush, and you face lather. There's no bowl. You know, the reason for that, because they bowls for cereal. But anyway, if you're building your lather, you get it started, and then you can adjust the water ratio. And what you do is you just barely dip the tips of your brush in the water, and you go back, and you can see how that's already building a really nice, creamy, slick, smooth lather. Now, if you want to build piles of buttercream lather, knock yourself out. You know, maybe you can go be a baker. You can bloom flowers for your shop or something. I don't know. But there's really no need in the buttercream. Once you have a nice, dense, protective layer, you've done your job. If you want to thin it out some, add a little more water to the brush and thin it out. Sometimes with injector razors, you know, you'll want it thinned out a little bit more, and all you got to do is just add a little water at a time. It's kind of like baking, adding salt and things of this nature when you're baking. You can always add a little bit more, but you can't take any away. So, you know, just kind of be easy with it. And the biggest thing is it takes practice. Now, another way you can finish up is, you know, I like to build lather swirly, but you can also do the old paintbrush thing and really get it smooth out there if you feel you need to. I have no issues with the paintbrush. I don't. I like to swirl. I don't think swirling is going to mess your brush up. I don't think it's going to tangle your brush up. Any of that, you know. But if you like doing a little paintbrush thing, do a little paintbrush thing. You ain't hurting nothing at all. But you still got plenty of lather on your brush to do a couple of passes. And it comes out nice and slick right there on the old mug. And that's all there is to face lather. Now, some soaps take a little bit more than that. The Williams will, when you get into using the modern Williams. But it's all the basic same technique. Start with a drier brush. Don't bloom the soap. And then, as you go along, you'll learn how much water to add as you're building your lather. So there you go. That's Fuzzy's tips on face lathering. And we're going to wash all this off and go about our business, because like I said, we're not shaving tonight. But tomorrow we are. And it's tomorrow is Wednesday. So remember, that makes it Williams Wednesday. It'll either be a modern shave stick or the vintage cake. I'm not sure which yet. And I think we're going to break out the old Schick B1 here, just because I haven't used it in about a week or so, and it's one of my favorites. So that's just a little teaser for tomorrow for the Williams Wednesday. You have a good evening. Thanks for hanging with me, and we'll see you next time. Y'all take care.